Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me, and thank you as always for your continued support. So I've got another article to show you today, which and I really do, it really does amaze me. Some of the comments that I get in the channel are absolutely right with some of the things that you say, and well, actually most of the things that you say, absolutely right. And you think along the same lines as me and many other people in the comments, and it just astounds me that the DWP and the government, not just this Labour government but previous governments, have never thought about these things, or don't care about them perhaps. But anyway, let's look at this article which talks about the kind of carrot and stick situation that Labour are trying to put forward to get people with mental health problems back into work. Let's take a look at it. Right, here we are. So new government figures show key policy at heart of disability employment strategy will not work. A key treatment that ministers have placed at the heart of their strategy for pushing people with mental health distress and ill health into paid work has only a tiny impact on the probability of them securing jobs, and this is what government figures have shown. Disabled people's mental health groups say the figures destroy the government's case for using mental health interventions as a stick to enforce work, and have called on ministers to rethink their harmful disability employment strategy. Now, as I've mentioned on a previous video, the government are talking of expanding the NHS talking therapies, which they're going to use as part of this Get Britain Working white paper strategy. So basically offering people more access to talking therapies as a way to then get them back into work. The white paper announced to tackle poor mental health, the leading driver of ill health related inactivity, the government has committed to continuing to expand access to NHS talking therapies for adults with common mental health conditions in England. The white paper claimed that extensive literature and studies had showed that NHS talking therapies improved employment outcomes. This was also, of course, done by the last Conservative government. They also wanted to, increase the talking therapies. Now, in the comments, as I said at the beginning of the video, everyone has said, and myself included, I've had talking therapy. It doesn't work. It might work for some people. I'm not saying it's a blanket thing, but for a lot of people that I've spoken to, it doesn't work. Last month, New Labour's government white paper mentioned a forthcoming evaluation of the impact of NHS talking therapies. But when that research was published last week by the Office of National Statistics, there was no mention of it on the Department for Work and Pensions website, and no press release issued by Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall. What the ONS research showed was, based on the analysis of nearly 600,000 people with common mental health disorders like anxiety and depression who completed NHS talking therapy, was that treatment had almost no impact on the probability of being in work after 7 years. After 3 years, there was an increase of just 1.4% in the probability of someone being in paid employment, and after 7 years, that increased to only 1.5%. To qualify as being a paid employee in the study, someone only needed to have earned more than £0 in a month. After 3 years, the average increase in monthly earnings for someone who had completed the treatment was £17. The impact of the therapy was even lower for disabled people who had not been working before the therapy began, with the probability of a paid employer even decreasing in the first couple of years after treatment, and then only rising by 0.1 percentage point by the 6th year, although it increased by 0.6 after 7 years. The research also found that the average monthly earnings fell after talking therapy for disabled people who had not been working before the treatment started, dropping by £16 in the first year and £23 by the 7th year. The National Survivors User Network said it becomes even more transparent and worrying that our government is intent on pushing disabled people and those living with mental ill health back into work in place of genuine comprehensive support. Little regard is being paid to whether it is possible or beneficial, even, I can't even say, for disabled people to get back into work, furthering the rhetoric that people are not valuable beyond their contribution to the economy. The majority investment of these plans is being funneled into talking therapies with the expectation of their ability to support people back into work, which has now been shown to have a very insignificant impact on individual employment status. What this new data shows is that the government's plans are not only harmful, but they also will not work. Now, it goes on to say a couple of other people who have said that it's just a fig leaf for cuts, which it is. Tiny statistical positive effect does not justify the polluting of healthcare with coercive work requirements. Absolutely. He also pointed out to the ONS research stating that only Asian and white ethnic groups saw statistically significant positive impact in therapy on their monthly pay and chances of being in paid work, which he shows the policy is racist and that the DGLP is proposing a policy that discriminates. So, this is, again, is as people have said in the comments as well, and as I've said, this is just a way to cut the benefits bill. It's, there's no impact, no significant impact on someone's ability to get into work after this talking therapy. So they're putting a lot of money into something which statistically they know doesn't work, which to me suggests that this is just a cost-cutting exercise. They're just going to try and force people into work after having talking therapy, even though they know it's not going to work. So, this is just another reason why I think that the government's plans on getting people back to work is significantly flawed. But let me know what you think down in the comment section, as always. I think I asked this question last time, but if you've had talking therapy, did it work for you? Did it help you? And also, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you think this is another cost-cutting exercise by the government? Let me know down in the comment section, as always, and I will see you next time.